at the Support Driven Summit in Amsterdam, I want to talk about how to build better teams with boundaries, not bureaucracy. And today I want to tell you why this talk exists. There's a question I think about a lot. It has to do with a playground, a group of children, a fence, and a research study that changed the way I think about leadership. But I saved this one for Amsterdam. What I can tell you is this. I made all the mistakes myself, and I see the pattern in the leaders I work with. Your team comes to you for everything, every decision, every problem, every escalation, everything flows through you. And you probably know something isn't right. Support is the last line of defense. There's a faulty product, there's a bug on the website, there's something broken in the customer journey, and it all lands on our teams. They have to react fast, they have to be human, and they have to make good decisions. And what usually comes out are one of two things. Either leaders are giving a lot of freedom and call it empowerment, but then no one really knows who owns what, and it creates chaos. Or we're adding another SOP, another rule, another approval step, and everything becomes heavy and slow. My talk exists between those places. Boundaries that create clarity, ownership, and confidence without adding bureaucracy. The pressure on our teams has increased immensely. With AI taking over all the repetitive questions, they are left with a high stakes, expensive, emotional loaded cases. And without boundaries, decision-making becomes slow, the leader becomes the bottleneck, and our customers feel it. So I want to share with you 3 boundaries that have changed the way I lead and that have changed the way the people I work with lead. Number 1 is about ownership. Your team comes to you with your problems. Have you ever wondered if they're genuinely interested in your input or if it has just become a default? Because that's what we've created. And most people I work with never ask themselves the question out loud, and it costs them more than they think. The second boundary is about psychological safety, but not the generic one. I mean a very specific one. Someone in your team makes a mistake. Are they going to surface it and rectify it as soon as possible? Or are they going to try to hide it because they know mistakes have consequences? And the most important question, what have you taught them to expect? And the third one is about authority. I once took the time to count all the contacts that came through me in one day. And I want you to guess the number before we meet in Amsterdam. But what I learned, or what I realized, is that I wasn't leading anymore. I was just the most experienced firefighter in the building. And it's not about how to have fewer escalation. It's about what's the reason it's escalating in the first place and what's the root cause. So I want to talk about these 3 boundaries, real stories, real shifts. And for each of them, I'm going to have a tool that you can implement the next week. So if you ever felt exhausted of being needed, if you have a great team that could become even greater, this talk is for you. I see you in Amsterdam.